Hello, world! Dave here, you may call me mowdownjoe. Welcome back to Let's Play Bastion. In this episode, we got two different places we can go to, the Pith Orchard or the Cinder Brick Fort. How about what's going on? Well, I'm curious about what's going on either, but I remember the Pith Orchard giving us a chance to talk to a shrine of some kind, and don't really see too much use in it, but I'm honestly more...
That's Cinder Brick Fort, where the marshals used to watch over the city.
Yeah, the Cinder Brick Fort is where we're probably going to go. There's something there I wanted to pick up, but Pith Orchard, Rux, could you take it away? Maybe
There's Pith Orchard, built in honor of the bull, and folks like Zulf, who pray to him.
So yeah, the Pith was like a bull god of some sort, god of emotion and order. Ceylonians don't really pray to the gods that much, which is kind of upset in the era. Oh well. But, like I said, I'm more interested in what's going on in Cinder Brick Fort. So, if we may, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and fly over to there. There's something I really want to pick up there. And hey, it'd be a good chance to test out the focus attack. The Pith Orchard and the temple that we can get there can wait a bit.
There's only one way into Cinder Brick Fort.
The hard way.
The hard way.
Most cliched line ever. And I'm surprised that they didn't... But, again, I guess sometimes tropes are not bad, so...
Sure, the city marshals may be gone. But now the fort's crawling with windbags.
And, also, probably the most likely place in the world to... Well, first things first, if I'm actually going to show off the damn focus attack, I need to not get gang raped on all sides. The shield only protects you from the front, obviously, so there's no reason to... So if you're going to be using that as your primary method of... if you're going to be using the focus attack as your primary method of dealing with large groups...
Calamity was mercy.
Well, then leave your back against the wall. Oh, this is in this Cinder Brick Fort. Well, there's going to be a lot of turrets for quite obvious reasons. This is
the windbags ain't so lucky.
This is a high security area. This was a high security area in Ceylondia. They're not just going to leave this open to the public. Although, unfortunately, when the end of the world comes, you kind of have to deal with it. Meanwhile, I do not like those yellow turrets at all.
Or starve. Or face the kid.
The yellow turrets just have these homing shots that are just severely annoying, and if you even try to counter them, they'll still try to home in on you again. So so honestly, just try to dodge and then unleash the bow. And that's probably your best bet. Yeah, this place is just crawling with turrets to counter. It's a good place to practice your countering skills, if anything. Although the unpredictable nature of those red ones
put the kid on notice
means that you're very likely to just have difficulty countering them, like I did. For some reason, I thought it would be a good way to get myself into... For some reason, I thought I had Were Whiskey active. Aren't I an idiot sometimes? Like I said, sometimes I swear I suffer from dementia. Yeah, take that, you sucker. But anyway, for the most part, this isn't too difficult.
Windbags, young and old, keep fighting for the fort.
Whoa. Yeah, and although that said, don't try... If they try to do that jumping attack on you, don't even bother with trying to focus attack them. And make sure to pay attention to your surroundings, too. Yeah, I gotta say, I was not actually expecting to have to fall in battle. But ooh, we got a new weapon here. Like I said, main reason I came here is for the new weapon. But, go ahead and clear things out a little bit, and then...
At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift.
This is probably one of my favorite weapons. One that I'll definitely use in the end game.
Something the windbags just can't handle.
The scrap musket.
Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides.
For the most part, it's pretty much a shotgun.
Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal.
Like I said, the scrap musket is pretty much a shotgun. Short range, wide cone. Does a fair amount of damage, more damage if you get up close. And the best thing about it, well, to be quite blunt, it hits everything in its cone. So that's gonna make dealing with swaths of enemies just like all these little...
Calamity drove the windbags topside.
Like all these little squirts, just
A lot of them wound up here.
nothing.
At this very fort.
But for the most part, we can just press onward. Press onward and upward and deal with all these, deal with the large amount of squirts that they're going to throw at us, just so that we can get a good sense of how the scrap musket is used. The weird thing about the scrap musket, though, is its first upgrade. It's very modal, I'll say that much, in that it's probably one of the few upgrades that we can get that actually has a downside. You actually get to choose which downside, though. You can actually widen the cone or shorten the range, or narrow the cone and lengthen the range. That is your first upgrade. You get to choose whether you want it to be actually decent at long range, or careful, man, careful, or if you want it to be a just simple, or be, you know, solid little weapon of sorts. A solid. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. Gather my thoughts while I fall down holes. Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, you get to choose whether you want to be able to use it at range or just use it to clear large swaths of enemies at close range and maybe effectively make it a replacement for your melee weapon. I wouldn't do it for that. Although that
bags can't use the martial supplies, but the kid sure can.
But yeah, since I don't have any of the scrap musket skills, I might as well go ahead and pick up a replacement skill. I've never used the mirror shield before, so I'm probably gonna go with that one, to be honest. The hand grenade and the trip mines are nice, and well, actually no, the hand grenade's not that nice. I can't get a good handle on how far you lob that thing, and like all explosives, it's very likely you'll just end up getting hit by it.
Gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while, but the fort ain't theirs by right.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with public domain. Blustery old foreman just going ahead trying to pull out a whole tornado trick. Not happening with me, buddy. You're just gonna get focused attack into oblivion. I love the focus attack more than pretty much.
So many of those sorry things hold up inside that old fort.
Like I said, folks, best offense is good defense, and the focus attack just lets me guard until I see an opening, and then I break them. It's pretty much like one of the main things that my sensei in my old martial arts class from last semester taught me. Well, actually, no, he never said anything about that. But, you know, waiting for an opening is just good practice when you're in a competition, in any martial arts competition. So you don't just rush in recklessly. That's just gonna get you killed. Same thing here. If you think you can just button mash your way to success, you would be dead wrong. The hammer obviously is not built for button mashing. If you move and swing, you're not going to be actually dealing a lot of damage. You got to stand still for the most part, and that is where the focus attack or the uppercut, if you're going to do it that way, comes in. I don't know what I was thinking there. I had to clear out a wall. Why did I think that there was that would be safe to walk on? It must have been. Yeah, folks, I'll be honest with you. This is being recorded post-commentary. Something got screwed up. I don't know what. Whatever. I really don't mind either way. But yeah, this is probably a very meaty stage. I'll say that much. We won't even have time for a proving ground. Yeah, the marshals obviously had a very nice fort. Lots of windbags all over the place to keep you company. I guess if that's the kind of company you like. You have a large variety of turrets protecting every square inch of the place. I mean, you got to, and it's just. I imagine if this was still in one piece, it'd actually be a nice place for law enforcement to live. And how the hell did I get hit there? I didn't see myself getting hit. But yeah, this is probably one of the more. I mean, it's definitely not the. I mean, I'm trying to piece together my thoughts here about how I feel about this area. Mostly it's kind of a. I don't think it's actually so much the weird. My only gripe about this area is that, you know, they try to make it out that this is where the law enforcement just hangs out in their spare time, and there's nothing really here that really does a good job reflecting that, if you ask me. Yeah, those poor charging those poor charging gas fellas just don't really seem to try too hard.
On haywire. Windbags gummed up the works.
Yeah, this is just one large, and this is pretty much a large area with a lot of flame turrets. For the most part, you could use whatever ranged weapon you've picked up. If you're going with the bow or faint repeater, you'll probably be at a better advantage. If you're like me and you're using the hammer, well, you better have picked up that focus attack, because you're going to be using that. Guard until you get an opening, focus attack. That's just pretty much the way that combat will be working with me from now on. This focus attack is just nuts. And we level up there, finally. 2 more health, HP restores full, and we get another slot for more liquor. No, I am not. I kind of give the game credit for having lines for pretty much every occasion, even if, you know, some of them are kind of just expected stuff.
Kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds.
Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the more... This is yet another long knockout, drag-out brawl that we're going to have to deal with. For the most part, it starts out easy enough with a bunch of turrets, but then the slime bags come in.
Bring out Brutus and Glandon and all their scumbag uncles.
Again, they don't... Oh. The Glutus and Glandon are the giant giant gas fellas.
Something to gain, and only their sorry hides to lose.
For a moment, I thought you were talking about the hatless wonders there. Now, I didn't forget about the hats. And for the most part, this is definitely one of the more... Heck, this is definitely where it gets hectic, I'll say that much. Turrets all over the place. Windbags, squirt generators, slime bags. I mean, this is just an... Oh yeah, and those, and the giant gas fellas that'll knock the floor out from underneath you and send you flying. But for the most part, once you've dealt with all the slime and the whatnot, there's going to be a solid reward at the end of all this. Ouch. Just one thing I probably should have mentioned about the slime bags. Don't step in their slime, because it slows you down and deals damage over time.
Maybe it was Glandon.
Doesn't matter, they're all the same to me.
Fella soon joined his brother, wherever they are now.
And this actually tripped me up for a while because I could not find... Because apparently I shrunk one last slime bag into microscopic size, and he wasn't leaving a slime trail anywhere. So, leave me just completely puzzled until... There we go.
Windbags finally get the message.
With a nice... And we get a nice reward of fragments just raining down from the sky. Have I mentioned I love fetching Fizz for this? And...
Kid used to dream of getting a Marshal's badge. But not like this.
And a little memento for a trouble. The Marshal's badge was not bad. I gotta give him credit for where credit's due.
The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that.
Yes, indeed.
And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey to the city.
Anything interesting you wanted to tell us? Oh, and what's that you happened to leave behind?
Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was a smoking pipe.
Smoking pipe. Sure, let's call it that to keep it safe for the kids. But yeah, let's go ahead and add a new perk to the distillery. I think maybe Ware Whiskey would be a good idea. Although Squirt Cider is not a bad idea, especially it goes well with the Bastion bourbon. But let's go ahead. My only gripe is I don't seem to remember them having any kind of... I don't know. I just wanted to be able to end this episode and by the end of this episode make a joke relating to George Thorogood.
Fizz is like a mouthful of nails, but the benefits are worth it.
You mean there's actually benefits for this thing? But yeah, we'll talk about the pipe next episode. That's it'll take us to a little something called Who Knows Where, and I'll get to that next episode. It's a bit of a thing. But for the most part, let's just show off our little mementos.
Since the Ura surrendered to us, the Marshals kept a wary eye on him.
Again, fantastical racism. Poor Ura. But yeah, what about that pipe? That's supposed to be strong stuff.
Zulf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals.
all the way? You mean you were carrying that thing the whole way? You were just completely stoned when we found you? I guess I would explain him looking up in the sky.
Marshal seemed like a good man, he says. They treated him with dignity.
Glad you're getting that kind of respect, because the rest of your kind sure isn't. Let's just put the core in the monument.
Zolf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
And let's build that memorial. So yeah, like I said, the memorial is kind of like an achievement center.
Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind.
So for every achievement you complete, these are not retroactive, sadly.
A valediction. Just another one of my sketches.
You get fragments. You will get a lot of fragments through the achievements that you get here. If you want, I didn't complete them all my first run, but that's mostly because of the fact that, well, the ones for the weapons really require you to really learn the weapons. But that said, we will get a chance for that, and I probably will not be afraid to pick up a few more, and some of them are a little grindy, and some of them they do not intend for you to complete until near the end of the game. Like, restoring fragments of the old world. Like anything that's worth more than 1,000, they definitely don't intend for you to complete now. That kind of money, well, that will not buy you everything. Like I said, you will probably, if you complete a good number of these, you'll probably only be able to upgrade 4 weapon smacks at most. But still, this is where the bulk of your money is going to be coming from. Outside of maybe grinding who knows where, but I don't like to grind, and I doubt you would either. So, we're probably not going to bother with grinding out who knows where anytime soon. And for the most part, like I said, none of these are retroactive, so we're just going to have to go back and focus attack a few more enemies to get the one for the hammer, and maybe show off and deal with more squirt generators for that scrap musket one. I have no idea what I'll probably bring into who knows where. Whatever. And like I said, that's next episode. That's next episode. We'll focus on next episode.
Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got.
Glad you're quite the artistic type.
Kids ready to get real personal with hammer and musket in hand.
That said, we could do a proving ground right now, but I think the episode's starting to get a little long, so for the most part, just a little... If you want to cut the stop watching right here, feel free. This is pretty much all prep work for the next episode. Yeah, I mean, we could probably actually... Sadly, I wish I had picked up something course for the... we can go to the Lost and Found, and, well, we'll find a few things. Like I said, something coarse is what you use to upgrade the scrap musket, and I'll probably do that when we buy that one when we get more something coarse. I don't want to just upgrade the give the scrap musket just its first upgrade, because then you're pretty much deciding what mode you want it in. That said, I've had something stringy just sitting about here for the bow, so let's go ahead and give that a
Finders,
give that a buy. And I'm just gonna be upgrading the bow, edit some faster draw speed, and maybe I'll be using.
Bow's looking lean and mean like a prize fighter.
I have no idea what I'm actually gonna be using for who knows where next episode. Oh well, we'll figure it out when the time comes. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dave. Remember, the sky's the limit. Take care, everyone. And yeah, we got a lot of proving grounds that I can show off as well, but we'll get to that when we get to that.